People before corrupted.
Excellent.
No war.
Hi Dennis, how are you doing?
You should not block my door.
No, I'm not. This is not me.
Put it on the window.
No, I'm here as a passerby. Yes.
So don't block my door because.
I was protecting it from brutal sun.
Yeah. No.
There you go.
But you should be handing out the piece.
The Iraqi people say don't block the
No, but hand out the piece that we did on peace.
Okay, let's see.
The NP.
Here, we've got a piece for you to hand out. I just handed it out today. Peace begins with ingenuity. You can hand this out for me. Read the front page.
No, I'm not disagreeing with
read it. Can you read it?
I've been to enough ESL classes to read it, so I do understand what you're saying.
Anyway, I just think putting these things on the window is really not the way to do it. Who put all of these things up here?
I didn't see anybody.
No, who did it? Was it anybody here? Nobody from this group?
Nobody from this group.
Yeah, so they just sort of, they were flying through the air and they landed on the window.
Welcome people here today to this demonstration against the planned attack on Iraq. We're here today in solidarity with what we hear and we hope will be hundreds of thousands of people in the United States, in Washington, D.C. and San Francisco demonstrating against this war. It's time to stand up and say enough! No to war against Iraq, no to war there, but no to the war of the poor here in this city as well.
First of all, I want to congratulate you for being the conscience of Canada.
A war against Iraq will have a horrific impact on innocent civilians, and we won't stand for it.
Hang tight, everybody stay together, everybody stay strong, and we are going to stop the war.
Is this flag worth dying for? Is this flag worth killing for? Family Albright said that this flag is worth killing Iraqi children. Do you agree? And George Bush, your daddy was wrong, and so are you. Regime change begins at home.
Shalom, salam, peace. We will win this fight against the war. Saddam Hussein is using weapons of mass destruction. How did Saddam Hussein acquire those weapons of mass destruction? And when he used them on October the 4th of this year, Bill Clinton, speaking in Blackpool at the Labour Party conference, admitted that it was the United States government that supplied chemical weapons to Saddam Hussein. Now, if the Americans are really serious about fighting weapons of mass destruction, then I have a message for George Bush. He can go and bomb the chemical factories in Rochester, New York, and in California. All that term weapons of mass destruction, eh? When we in the West have those weapons, we call it defense. I mean, nobody has more weapons of mass destruction than the U.S. And in fact, nobody has ever used the ultimate weapon of mass destruction, nuclear weapons, except the U.S. There is a group of people in this city that are beginning the preparations of having a civilian weapons inspector squad to go into the United States to search for the weapons of mass destruction there. So I want everybody who has a computer or access to a computer to log on to www.rootingoutevil.org and sign up to be an inspector. Trust me, it's not hard in the U.S. to find those weapons of mass destruction.
Hey, you know, in these days of terrorism, it's all about homeland security. It's about holding down the fort and keeping our keeping our Americans and our allies safe. How? By bombing Iraq, by taking them all out. It's all about homeland security, man.
I was there in the last bombing. I was there when the B-52 was on top of my head. I was scared to death, to tell you the truth. I jumped at my son, I held him to save him from death, something that 450 women could not do in the shelter of Amaria. 500,000 Iraqi women had to watch their babies dying in their arms because of the sanctions. The sanctions, economic sanctions that were put by the Americans to make us weak, unable to resist Saddam. These sanctions need to be lifted. We need your support to tell Gretian, lift the economic sanctions now. Yeah. And say no to this war.